Good morning, Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. Welcome to Satan's Bar. Maybe that's what we'll call it. I don't know. A Korean national tourist here in Angeles City was robbed, shot, and then expired. You know what? I think you're going to be a little bit surprised. We have some information that's not just out yet. However, let's talk about it.
Why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
Okay. You know what? First off, my condolences out to his family, friends, and everything else. We do not condone violence in any way, shape, or form. We find it to be it's just not useful or needed. The second thing is yeah, you got to be careful here. You got to be careful anywhere. I don't think that this is anything more than what you see in many other countries, including the US or Australia or wherever. It just doesn't matter. Okay. Violence is everywhere. Is it more prevalent here than there? I don't know because you don't know what happens, but we'll just tell you about it. First off, we're going to tell you we're going to be kind of limited here because we don't want to violate YouTube's community standards and guidelines. All right, it's not worth it to us. All right, but I do think it's necessary. We're not going to include the video, although if you want to, you could just Google Korean shot in Angeles City, and you'll find numerous police reports or newspaper reports. But there's a video, a CCTV camera video of it. Now, with that being said, okay, this guy was outside a bank in the middle of the day in broad daylight when these two assailants came up on a motorcycle, robbed him, tried to snatch his backpack, his bag, and then shot him. And then unfortunately, he expired. It happened here, which was over in Koreatown, nowhere near the red zone or red street or walking street. In fact, in an area known for its large Korean community and in an area known for its I wouldn't say upper scale, but good stores, good restaurants, a good way of life. There's all kinds of there's nothing negative to say about that area. So the Sunstar Pampanga says the Korean Association Community of Angeles City is now offering a 2,000 peso reward to anyone who can provide information leading to the identification of the suspect in the fatal shooting of a Korean on April 20th, 1:50 p.m. Right in the middle of the day, two men on a motorcycle approached the victim standing outside a bank. One of the suspects attempted to snatch the victim's bag, and when he resisted, the other suspect shot him. They fled, and they're looking for it. So, all right. So the P200,000 has been reward has been put out on the Angeles City government website, Facebook page actually, and you know what? The Mayor Carmelo Pogi Lazatan said to the director of the Angeles City Police Department, he wants this solved in 72 hours. And, they posted it. He's mad. He's upset. Now, what I do believe here is that there is a bias. We've never had a problem interacting with Koreans. We have many Koreans here where we live. We've never had an issue with them. We've been out to dinner. We eat at places that other Koreans eat at. We've never had a problem with them there. But there seems to be some tepid form of xenophobia. The Koreans inject a tremendous amount of money into Angeles City. In fact, when you take out the Filipino corporations, when you take out the government corporations, the people putting the most money into Angeles City are by far the Koreans. There are multi-billion with a B peso, multi-million, hundreds of millions of US dollar development projects taking place out in Clark right now. Okay. Then you've got, and those are funded by a couple of Korean billionaires. One of them is a golf billionaire. Another one is a casino billionaire. All right. There's a ton of money being injected into the community. So are they concerned? Well, of course they're concerned. Why wouldn't they be concerned? We try and stay away from these drama channels that talk about the egos of Americans and everything else, but sometimes that's partially true. Okay? Americans should not be upset, all right, over what I'm going to talk about next. And that is simply this. Yesterday, all right, every police station in Angeles City now has a Korean corner, and it is a designated desk and information and relations person assigned to Koreans. Well, why haven't they done that for Americans? Why haven't they done that for Australians? It has nothing to do with the money. All right. Americans, Brits, Australians, they all speak English, of which the vast majority of the police force speaks very good English and understands it. Koreans come here, and there is a language barrier for them. So they set something up for them. I don't see a problem with this, and I don't have any personal issues with it. I mean, they're reaching out to the community, all right? And the Koreans are definitely a part of the community. They're reaching out to them and saying, hey, we're here to help you also. So with all of that, I do have a terrible feeling that people are going to make this a racist issue, but it's not. All right, it shouldn't be. This is crime, and crime takes place everywhere. Secondarily to that, we may not know all the details at this point. YouTubers are great for jumping on information prior to its full explanation. I can't say that we're not guilty of that happening once or twice ourselves. Finally, I think it's important to recognize that as a community, we need to pay attention to everybody. I don't care if they come from Korea or if they come from Mars. Shit happens. It happens in the US. You can't read any of the major news outlets without seeing violence in the US every day. Australia, it happens all the time. And we just witnessed a big fight down on, now we didn't witness it. I'm sorry. It was videoed. All right. Somebody else, there's several videos, clips out there from individuals on Walking Street just the other night where a inebriated Australian, all right, got into a big fight, an absolutely big fight. So it happens across every spectrum. It happens across multiple different things. And we may, because we know this Australian, he's not a friend of ours, but he is an acquaintance. We have friends that do know him even more. We may say something about it, but probably not. I don't believe, because I think there are two sides to every story, and his situation's totally different than what happened on Walking Street in Koreatown. But does it not mean that you should keep an eye out for yourself, that you need to be aware, that you need to be cautious? I don't know how you can be cautious when you're doing things that are necessary, such as you need to go to the bank, you may need to go to the ATM, you need to go eat dinner. All right. He was a victim of random violence. I don't believe it was planned violence. I've heard some theories about he was at a massage place. There's nothing that I can find that even indicates that that's anywhere near true. But the drama channels will promote anything. All of that being said, please be aware of your surroundings, be aware of where you're going, and recognize if you are confronted, no amount of money or possessions is worth your life. It really and truly is not. We've never had a problem here in Angeles, but as Brian Philly in the Philippines said, the word there needs to be, the sentence there needs to be finished. Yet, I hope we never do. I hope it never happens, but anything is possible. I don't know. Tell us what you think, all right, about the entire situation. And maybe information we don't know. And if you do know information we don't know, put something in there that allows us to track that information down so that we can present it. Making blanket statements just doesn't work for us. Okay? All right. Otherwise, please do subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and have a great day.